Hi guys, welcome to Mag Sport. Have you ever got halfway through a season and thought, that manager just needs to fuck off? Well, we clearly do. And today we're talking about a couple of them that we think should be gone by now, or should be gone soon.
And let's face it, with me being a Chelsea fan halfway through a season, this is my fucking territory, boys.
To be fair, I haven't got much to complain about. Yeah, let's get on with it then.
Right, so starting off, I was in two places earlier when I was thinking about this. It was either Chris Wilder for Sheffield, but hands down, as an Arsenal fan, it's got to be Arteta. Now, have you guys? I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I hated Arteta with a passion. There was no reason to hate him, but I don't know if everybody feels that against a player. Just
He was assistant at Man City for a while, wasn't he?
I quite liked him as a player at Everton, to be honest. I think he was quite a good workhorse for a top 7 side. I mean, at the time Everton weren't.
Yeah, it was a good influencer.
But that's what I mean by just a random hatred. There's no reason to hate him.
It's just
I don't know if you felt that not towards him, but maybe a different player.
The way his head just looks like it's glued on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that hatred has just carried on to him being a manager.
One thing I have to say with Arteta is obviously he's a very young manager in his first job. Should his first job been Arsenal? It's a different question and a different video.
Oh, clearly not. I mean, look where they are in the league.
But exactly, that's the point.
He also did win the FA Cup in his first season against a strong Chelsea side.
Yeah.
So you can't discount it. I mean,
Yeah, but how many games have they lost this season?
The FA Cup is Arsenal's bread and butter. Of course they're going to win it.
They have lost a few games.
You play Premier League games more often, though.
Look at it's not Arteta's fault that over the last 5 years, Eddie or whatever his bloody name is has been in charge of the transfers, and he doesn't know his fucking left toe from his right nipple. So
yeah, but at the same time, that's the manager's job to make that work.
it's not. It's a technical director. He gets the final say on transfers at Arsenal, not Arteta.
No, I know. I meant as in during the game, it's the manager's role to make that work. Whatever he's got, he's got plenty of world-class players.
Well,
and he's just not using them. I mean, we beat Chelsea Boxing Day, and we've had a good couple of games back after Christmas, but I just don't think that's enough to save him.
But then think about the team that you've built is very lopsided. I mean, look at your defence. I know it's been a problem for Arsenal for a number of years.
They're not bad players.
Yeah, they're not bad players, but look at their ages. Look at their ages and their reputations. David Luiz was a great player on his day, was prone to a lapse of concentration at Chelsea, which cost him a lot. Which cost him probably being one of the best defenders in the world at the time, because he was.
They also haven't been this bad for a while, though. They haven't been like this for a while. They've just...
But then is that...
They've fallen off the wagon a bit, but obviously since Wenger's left, that's...
It's like Alex Ferguson, though, with United.
Yeah, there's literally what's happened.
But then is it Arteta's fault as such as the Arsenal hierarchy?
I think we would have been at a bad point, whoever was manager this year, because we've been on a steady decline since Wenger left. But would we have been fighting to stay out of the relegation zone just before Christmas? Not a chance.
I mean,
I couldn't say that. I couldn't say that.
You say that, mate, but think about what happened to Chelsea in 2015 with Jose Mourinho's meltdown. Where were we in Christmas?
You got to think
that was because the players turned against him.
Early in the season,
it could be the same thing for Arteta, isn't it? Yeah, and Connor's got a point. It's not even halfway through the season. So.
Yeah, but still, it puts you in a pretty poor position to move on in the year.
When you've got a very specific ideology of how you want your team to play, and when you've got players like David Luiz, like Willian, and to an extent, I'd say Aubameyang as well, given a fat 5-year contract to Aubameyang at 30 years old, like 250 grand a week, that was a mistake. That's Mesut Ozil part 2, that is, mate.
I don't think Mesut Ozil was it was a mistake getting rid of Mesut Ozil.
I
reckon we've still got a good couple of... would have had a good couple of years in him. At least 2.
Maybe 1 or 2, but the number 10 role has changed. It's not the same.
The problem with him was his politics outside of the game.
And his work rate.
I don't even think it's that.
It is, because he's known to not work hard. He does not work hard on a football pitch. He won't run. You don't see him fucking run nowhere. So.
But that's his style. Like he gets the job done, and that's what Arsenal needs right now. They need somebody that will get those balls into the box.
The E word, experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
But then
literally
you
Arsenal in a nutshell.
But then
They
you
need
expect
experience.
players like Willian, who's a Champions League, Premier League, Europa League winner, to bring that experience. But he's been a cow vomit.
How many years experience did Arsene Wenger have?
He was like 25 or something like that.
Yeah, how many experiences as manager has Arteta got?
About 18 months.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
But-
Arsenal are they are a big team, and they should
then-
be up in the top 6, 7 with the rest.
Another thing with Arsenal as well is their owner. And I know it doesn't seem like a big thing on the face of it, but Kroenke said, I think it was like a year or so after he actually brought Arsenal, that he wasn't in the club to win trophies.
Oh yeah, that's why we don't have the transfer budget.
So then, like,
Because he takes the money himself. He's another one that Arsenal fans hate.
yeah.
So he just employed Arteta and thought, fuck it, let's have him as a manager.
Pretty much.
He'll be alright.
He needs going as well.
When you buy a football club that is at such a prestigious level like Arsenal, like one, well, yeah, but they're still prestigious.
I think they're still
prestigious.
counted. Would you have said that Liverpool won?
Would you,
prestigious
who,
like a couple
who
of years
made,
ago?
would you say Arsenal made the top 4?
Not
No.
this year.
They wouldn't.
Yeah,
at
but
all.
then 10 years ago, like Chris is saying,
Would Liverpool
Would
have made
Liverpool
the
made
top
the top
four?
four?
No, they were.
but they
There was a
were-
good couple of years.
Yeah,
where
there was a good couple of years.
and
we finished
Arsenal
like
have
6th
won
and
more
7th.
Premier League titles than Liverpool have. They're the most
Yeah.
successful team in the FA Cup ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But what you got to think is about the 18th division. We won the most. If you it's the same trophy. It's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same trophy, but it's a very similar.
It's still
it's a
the first
league, yeah.
division.
Yeah, it's still the first division. Don't get me wrong, but it's all they've done is change the fucking name of the league.
Oh yeah, I
Carried
don't
on.
deny that. But the
So
point I was
if you
making,
put of all time trophies, mate.
Yeah, but when you weren't bringing up all-time trophies.
the point I was making was there was a point where Liverpool had a decline in performance for multiple years.
Oh,
And that's
yeah,
what
Roy
Arsenal are
Hodgson,
going
Kenny
through right now.
Dalglish.
On that
Yeah.
note, actually, thinking about what you've just said with Roy Hodgson, where were Liverpool Christmas time when he was in charge? Relegation zone. So we've all been there, mate. We've all had
Yeah.
it.
But Arsenal have never been relegated still. So,
Neither of Chelsea or Liverpool from the Premier League.
yeah, but you've been relegated from the top division.
Yeah.
And
We
Arsenal,
haven't.
Arsenal fans will always hold that on. Yeah, there's only 2 clubs that haven't, and that's
What,
Arsenal and Everton.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
right.
But anyway, Connor?
I'm gonna go for Frank Lampard.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think he's got the same problem as
I mean,
Arteta.
I'm gonna compare in Steven Gerrard, who I've heard that Klopp's gonna be here for 4 seasons, and then he's gonna leave, and then obviously Liverpool fans are wondering what's gonna happen. Is Gerrard gonna come? But that would be perfectly fine if Gerrard comes to us, because look at him with Rangers now. Look at the progress he's made. Look at the experience he's getting right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that is perfect. To be
Derby
fair.
County is not.
But actually, Derby and Rangers were probably about the same level when they both went for the jobs.
To
Think
be
about
fair,
the
yeah.
calibre of the Scottish League.
Yeah, the Scottish League isn't as good as...
Yeah, true. But yeah, true.
It's
Yeah.
like you never... Rangers and Celtic always get into the Champions League, but they never compete for it.
No, they don't.
Apart from that time that Celtic beat Barcelona in like round of 32 or something.
Yeah,
like
but there's
that.
always upsets in tournaments.
Yeah. But yeah, but no.
Now, surely Rangers top of the Scottish Premiership, yeah,
If-
and then Derby County in the Championship. Surely they're not at the same
Championship's
level.
only
I know
one,
it's Scottish,
one step
but
below
You got
Premier League.
well, yeah, it's in a whole other league away from the Premier League.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like
Rangers
Rangers
would you
and
say that
Celtic-
the top league in Azerbaijan is the same quality as the Premier League?
No,
So then, how were in Scotland? You see my point?
it's not
Rangers and
exactly the
Celtic
same, but I just
would never make the move to the Premier League because if they were, they'd end up in the same position as the Welsh teams have, where they end up like at most in like the Premier League bottom half.
Maybe middle at best. I mean, I can see Celtic being like a Southampton,
Yeah,
and maybe Rangers being like a Crystal Palace.
it depends on the year.
I'm going on there like the squads at the moment.
I'd
Oh,
say
yeah.
Rangers would be Everton level. I think.
No, nowhere near, nowhere close.
I mean,
look at the players that Everton have got in terms of Calvert-Lewin, Rodriguez,
Oh yeah. I meant like the roles of the league. Like I don't know what I meant, but they're just similar
Yeah.
players. They
I get what you
they
mean.
play the same sort of football, but obviously Rangers maybe 20 points or so clear now. But everything alike.
But on terms of on Frank Lampard, and obviously I've discussed this with you previously with you both. Jamie Carragher has said on, I think it was Sky News about a week or two ago, that he was on about criticising other managers and how he hasn't criticised Arteta and Lampard to the same extent. But he made a very good point as like, when you look at the managers that have come into the Chelseas, the Liverpools, the Arsenals and Uniteds, a lot of the time, 99% of it, they've won a Champions League, a Premier League or a league title somewhere else before they've got to where they are now.
As a player though.
No, as managers, Carlo Ancelotti, 2 Champions Leagues at AC Milan, Mourinho, Champions League at Porto, and when looking at Arteta and Lampard, they are new managers and they don't have the experience to fall back on.
That's the point. That's what we said about Arteta.
You've got to jump, haven't you? So, but
but not into Arsenal or
under
Chelsea.
23s maybe,
Yeah,
like a bit younger players,
Or
like,
Championship,
get the
or
E-word experience.
Scottish Premier.
Yeah, exactly. Rangers,
But,
mate.
To be fair, I think Lampard, while he hasn't been amazing, don't get me wrong,
I reckon he'll go Celtic.
I think that would be a good placement for him.
I think when things start ticking a bit better and we actually get a good run of form going, everything will change. I mean, look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for God's sake. Everyone's like, every other Sunday, everyone's like, Ole
I
out.
support Burnley tonight. They play Burnley tonight, and I'm hoping they lose because
This is probably multiple weeks late.
Man United. Oh Jesus, Man United top of the league. I just can't imagine it.
I support Burnley tonight. I would play Burnley tonight and top of the league is happening.
It hasn't happened in so long. And
That's a bit
don't-
more.
They
I
won't
don't want
stay
them to be
there.
there.
They won't
They won't stay there. They
No,
they ain't got the power to stay there.
They're not the same team.
The Scott players are all at their own fucking art. Well, Pogba is anyway.
And people are saying he should go to Arsenal. I don't fucking want him.
No, it'll be a waste of money.
It would.
Yeah.
It'd be absolute. Buy some fucking young players that
There was a
actually want
reason-
to play football.
There was a reason Ferguson got rid of him when he was at United the first time.
His attitude.
Yeah, exactly.
Very widely publicised, aren't they? But then Fergie clashed with everyone. So.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, moving on, and I think it's me next, isn't it, boys?
As long as Connor's finished.
Yeah, I'm finished. I'm confident with my option.
Well, I was stuck quite heavily between these two options, and I still am. I can't really differ between the two, and it's Scott Parker and Graham Potter, to Fulham and Brighton respectively. And football hipster's choice of the world, Graham Potter. He plays nice football. It's all right, but it doesn't work at Brighton. It just doesn't. Like, look at the win percentage. They haven't won a game at home in over a year. At home, they haven't won in over a year. So it's just
Look, been managing it for a while now, hasn't he?
that's what I mean. And the results aren't coming. So surely now it's got to be time to slice the bread and move on.
They're still in the Premier League, though.
They're still in the Premier League.
Come up
but
It
just
is
a year
Brighton
ago.
as well.
It was a few years ago, but they're a solid team, but they don't suit the kind of style of play that he wants. I mean, if he wants to play that kind of style, he should maybe look at going into, I don't know, a Southampton or a Crystal Palace or somewhere like that has the ability to play that. But they don't. And Scott Parker, I know I said about new managers and not picking on them, but he just looks fucking clueless.
It's like what I said to you earlier about Arteta. You were saying about his style, but sometimes you can't just play the style you want. Sometimes you gotta change it, even if it's just slightly,
You do have to adapt and mould, yeah.
to move towards the players you have. Because sometimes because there's only 2 transfer windows each year. If you just go,
Technically, there's only one. No, two.
there is 2, but if you just go out of a transfer market and just go, alright, so I've bought these to play like this, and they don't play like that, unless you change, you're screwed for half a year.
If not longer.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult one because obviously, like with managers coming through, they like to have a specific way of playing, but I think that's where Lampard has the edge over Arteta and Parker, is it looks like he can adapt to an extent at the moment.
I would definitely say Frank's a better manager. He's a good manager. You can see in his press interviews that he knows what he's talking about. Just by the way he speaks. It's simple, it's there.
He's keeping you competitive as well.
Yeah,
And I
he's
think
a good lad, Frank, but
when
he
you
needs to go to another league, I think.
when you look
A
at
bit
the
more
new
experience.
signings as well, is look how long it took Fabinho to get into Liverpool's first team. He's a class player even before that, but it took him over 6 months to a year to break into the first team.
To be fair, we've got
That's because
quite a
Liverpool
good
got
midfield.
quite.
Yeah,
good.
but Fabinho was better than the CD and that they had before.
Yeah, but
Who was
you
that?
got.
I can't remember who it was.
Neither can I. I'm a Liverpool fan.
But when you break it into a team, you've got to prove
Yeah,
yourself.
but when you pay £50 million for a player, obviously you've got to prove yourself. But Jurgen Klopp literally,
That's not a lot these days, though.
it's not really, but I mean, I'm expecting Timo and Kai to come good in the second half of the year, 100%.
I think Kai Havertz is going to come out of nowhere and do a good job, but I don't think Timo's going to settle, and I think he's going to end up going back to Germany somewhere. I don't think he's going to be.
It's a bold shout. It's a bold shout. I think Lampard does need to adapt the way he's playing. The possession style of football doesn't suit Werner. He doesn't have the ability to unpick a defence like that. He's much better running in behind, but then
Yeah, I've got an example here. Think of it this way, right? Timo Werner, right? Say for us, say if we're Timo Werner and you've got the five-a-side that we play on a Sunday, and then you've got.
I wish we had Timo Werner on that team.
Well, yeah, it would be handy, but yeah, but then you play Southampton, the actual league Southampton. That could be his comparison, like, that could be the Premier League. Like, he's coming over here saying, the Premier League is nowhere near what I thought it was, blah blah blah. It's quite difficult. So that is that similar sort of thing.
it really is.
It's not just something you can get over with a click of a finger.
And you've got to think as well, both of those two, Timo and Kai, they've spent their whole lives in Germany.
Yeah, they've got a good partnership as well.
Like,
They've got chemistry, clearly. They're both German, so. On FIFA terms, anyway.
yeah, but it's no, it'll be an interesting one. But personally, I do think Potter will be the next to go.
Yeah. To be fair, like I just didn't really. I don't know. Because obviously it's Brighton. Even though they've been up a couple of years now, I still feel as if they. It still feels as if they're one of those brink clubs. So as long as they're not relegation zone, then
they're not really going up, but they're not going down either. They're just there.
They kind of were. They're like the new Burnley in a way that they've been up for I think 4 or 5 years now at least.
yeah.
And they've gone through a couple of different managers, but I think you get someone like Nigel Pearson. Like he was the manager that instilled that title-winning spirit in that Leicester squad. Absolutely immense manager. He's very good at what he does. He's not going to be breaking any banks, but he's very good at what he does with the players that he has available. And I think with Nigel Pearson, they could easily break into a top 10.
Yeah. I mean,
There
there have been some surprises.
That's a bit far-fetched, I think.
Oh no, because what's called
I mean, you got the top 7 for a
Far-fetched would
start. You got top 7 for the start, and you've only got 3 more teams, and who are they?
Well, yeah, but you've got to think of how
Think of it
close
that
and
way.
tight-knit the Premier League is this season.
Yeah,
it could be anyone.
But what we've got to think is Christmas. There's still a long time this season left. Anything can change. Look at Man United are about to go top of the league tonight. When the fuck does that happen? Ever since Fergie left, it doesn't. Fuck that.
It's just ridiculous. But they'll probably end up out of the Champions League again.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
They'll probably end up fighting for the Euros or something. Not the Euros.
Euros.
Europa. Yeah. I'm keeping that in. Yeah, is that everything? Yeah, well...
To be fair, I was going to go with Arteta, but you went for that, so I thought, yeah. I had two. I had Frank and Arteta, so I was like, well, it's got to be Frank, bearing in mind he's done Arteta, so...
Yeah, I think...
There's me thinking out the box.
I think Lamp...
Yeah, I was
the thing
quite
is,
shocked with that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing is, though, what's cool, I think I am right with Arteta because
I would agree with you on that. Yeah.
I think,
Arsenal should not be where they are.
to be fair, I think you are as well. I mean, at least Frank had a year at Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some managing experience at least.
Yeah, so like.
And as I said before, you're competitive still.
But I suppose there's two ways of looking at it. That Arteta's been sat next to Pep Guardiola, one of the best managers of all time.
Yeah, but just because you're an assistant to someone doesn't mean you're going to be any good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he knows how Pep Guardiola plays football.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to work for Arsenal.
No, and it clearly hasn't.
Yeah.
But he must have thought, this is going to work, but it clearly didn't.
What's his name? Oh, he's an old Swansea manager. Paul Clement. He was
What one with grey hair?
Yeah, he
Well, me.
was.
I'm sure there's a lot of them.
He was assistant to Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid. He then broke off into his own management career. I think he actually ended up at Bayern Munich first for some fucking unknown reason. But then he's gone to Swansea and he's absolutely dog bollocks. Like, sometimes assistants are good at being assistants, and that's about it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's far-fetched from the actual manager's role, but you're not really doing a lot. Well, you are at the same time. You're just there to help.
There's always a difference between a head coach and a manager. I mean, they are the same role, but a manager has full control over the transfers and everything, but a head coach only has the team to worry about.
Yeah.
Which I think is Arteta's problem.
Yeah. And his budget, but as I said when we first started, I've never liked it. I'm just happy to see him fail.
Yeah, but
Even if he is
Like-
sinking the Arsenal shit.
you're saying you've got low budget, right? But you don't really need any more players. Like you've got good. Well, you do. But you've got good players as it is. And I think keeping Mesut Ozil from the experience that he's got out of the squad is completely stupid.
I 100% agree with that, and I reckon we should talk about
He
Ozil in a
wants-
separate video, but
Yeah, he wants to play. That's the thing.
yeah.
But yeah,
But anyway, is that everyone?
Yeah.
Everything for everyone?
I think that's it, mate. Yeah.
Alright, so you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Arteta out.
Also, sorry, Chris. Sorry to interrupt you there. We've got a lovely FIFA series on here. It's brilliant. So go and give that a watch as well. You see me smashing the fuck out of these two.
Yeah, go support that because he's really enjoying it. And we want to make more. So,
And let's hope we can actually kick his ass or something.
yeah.
Them two want points.
No spoilers.
Yeah. What?
No spoilers.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, the final question of the day. Which one of the three would you say needs to go? And if not one of those, who? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. We've been Mag Sport, and we'll see you next time.